Usually when doing these lists, I would do only 10 worst and 10 best of 2022. However, I saw a total of 237 films. So because of that, I'm going to give you the bottom 25 of 2022. This video is 25 to 11. Let's get started. All right, let's just jump into it. Like I said, I saw over 237 films, so many of them. And I just feel like these 25 are the worst of the year. And just, if you give it a try, just prepare to not like it. All right, number 25 is My Policeman. So, yes, this is on my list. I agree. I fell asleep during this movie. But just thinking about the script and what acting was there with Harry Styles and everyone else, this just felt like a superficial movie that it just felt like, oh, it's a time to make this film. And it was just so boring. I'm sorry. I did not enjoy this movie whatsoever. Number 24, this is on everyone's bottom 10 of the list, Morbius. Yes, Morbius is number 24. There are 23 worse movies than Morbius. I'm sorry, but Morbius had some good scenes in the beginning, but when it got to the very end, it was convoluted. It didn't know what it wanted to be. Way too CGI heavy. Weird stuff with, shoes and just, you know what? It tried. It failed. Congratulations, Jared Leto. You got a stinker on your hands. Number 23 is Mac and Rita. With a lot of the movies on this list, a lot of you probably never heard of them. With this one, it's a body switch story with a tanning bed, and it just wasn't funny. It was just there to be in theaters, and I was just like, what's the point of this film? Yes, I understand the point is like, oh, maybe I want to be an old person's body, but it went nowhere, and just another super superficial movie of 2022. So number 22, this one is probably on my no one else's bottom of the year list, but for me, it was Men. Holy cow. When exiting this film, I just felt like I was just covered in pretentiousness. I was like, I need to get this filth off me because the whole point of the film, yes, the acting might be pretty good, but just the whole reasoning of the film is just like the whole metamorphism of like men coming out of tanks, and it the whole men is bad narrative was the whole just 2022. It felt like it, and this was the one that started it with the year. And I'm sorry, the more I think about this movie, the more I hated it. So this might be one of A24's worst movies of 2022. So 21 on the list is Uma. You probably never heard of it. It was a Sam Raimi produced film, and it was supposed to be a wide release, but all of a sudden it goes to 900 screens. This is one of the movies where nothing happened. It wasn't scary. Understand what they're going for to try to protect this woman from, from power, from being on this bee farm. And it was just like, what was the point of this film? I understand what you're trying to go for, but nothing was scary. Nothing happened. And it was an hour and a half of like, Number 20, this is on a lot of people's bottom 10, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This movie was the definition of woke horror. However, I will give you this. Some of the kills were inventive and really fun. But my God, when the whole thing is like, let's cancel the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Let's do this. And, all these Austin artsy-fartsy people in Texas, I was just like, Leatherface, kill him. Kill him. And when you want Leatherface to win, you're not doing the movie correctly. All right, number 19 was Choose or Die. This is one of the films where I watched and I was like, yeah, this isn't good. But the more I thought about it, I was like, this literally makes no sense. The scene where tape is coming out of Ash Butterfield's mouth and she's like reversing it forward, back, forward, back. It was more laughable to me, and I was like, what the fuck are we doing? Is try to do something unique and try to do something different, but overall, it was just a hot mess, hot garbage, and unfortunately, it doesn't deserve to be seen on anyone's eyeballs. Number 18 is a Winona Ryder movie called Gone in the Night. Going into this, I was like, okay, this is interesting and different. What's this going for? And at the very end, Literally, the very end is like siphoning blood to make a fountain of youth. That was the problem with a lot of horror movies this year. It had a good premise, but the third acts were fucking atrocious. And this is one where it was just more of like, what? That's the ending? And when I saw that ending, I knew, oh my god, this shit, garbage. Number 17 on this list is another one where it's on a lot of people's bottom 10, the 355. I want to say this was the first or second movie that came out in 2022 in January. So it was a January release, so I was a little nervous. But Megan is coming out in January, and that looks kind of creepy and good. But my god, the 355, horrible directing, horrible action set pieces. Everything was just so choppy in this movie. I'm like, I have no idea what's happening. It looks like all stunt doubles. Yes, you're holding the gun, but I don't believe anything happening on screen. Literally, the only positive was Salma Hayek's character. Everyone else, I think, did a pretty awful job. Number 16 is another one that's on a lot of people's bottom 10, Moonfall. Yes, this came out in February. Horrible CGI. Horrible story. I mean, when you have the moon saying it is an alien, the moon is an alien, you lost me. Because when watching this movie, I'm thinking a missile hit the moon or something and it's coming down to Earth. And I was thinking, okay, this could be some fucking bonkersness of it. No. It's a weird alien life form, and then Patrick Wilson gets sucked in to, like, be the all-being person. What the fuck is this? Like, seriously, and then the CGI. What was going on? Independence Day looked better. That came out in 96. What are we doing? What are we doing? All right, number 15. I think I was a little harsh on this one, but I rewatched it. No, I hated it. The Invitation. This is the movie where I fucking hate trailers. The trailer showed every single thing that the movie does. There is no missing beats in that trailer. Oh, that person's going to Romania or whatever. Oh, that person's going to meet the vampires. Oh, that person's going to kill the people. And that exactly happens with the film. And even the unrated version does nothing different. And then the very end, where it was like, oh, we're going to just randomly go and beat some guy with baseball bats? Or where'd you find those baseball bats? Where did you find those baseball bats? And it was way too dark of a film. I was like, what are we watching? What are we watching? So no, The Invitation, don't accept this invitation. Please do not. Number 14 on the list is Firestarter. This is another one where it's on a lot of people's bottoms 10, and this one deserves to be it. After watching this one and the Drew Barrymore one, at least the Drew Barrymore one, at the very end, it was just chaotic, fireballs galore. Drew Barrymore was doing ham to all these scientists. This one was like, what? This was so piss poor and weak and just watered down. This was watered down way too much, and it tried to do something different. It didn't do anything different, and it was just so freaking boring. Number 13 on the list is another Netflix movie, but this one was called The Takedown. This is a French film where when I watched it, I knew I was getting myself into some woke action horrendousness. And this is what it was. It tried to be funny. It wasn't funny. The action was uneventful, extremely uneventful. And just after watching it, I was just like, this is the writing. And these are going to be now we're going into the bad tier. And this is where the writing just gets atrocious. Yeah, the directing might be good, but when you have this writing that is just so pretentious, so wokey, so preachy, this is what pisses me off. And this is now getting into where I hate preachy writing, and this is where the bottom of the barrel comes for the movies. And continue with number 12, like I said, with the bad writing, I Came By. First off, one of the worst movie titles in 2022. This one does get the worst movie title in 2022 because I Came By has nothing to do with the premise of the film. The premise of this film is people tagging rich people's homes, and then I Came By is what they tag. But then what this turns into, it tries to be like a Hitchcockian film. But my gosh, the writing, like I said, it's just like buzzwords of the internet. It's like incel, buzzword of 2022. Xenophobia, buzzwords of the 2000s. Buzzword. And it's just like, this movie does nothing original whatsoever. It's like, oh, what can we do to please those people on Twitter? please the Twitter audience. Oh, I want to please the Twitter audience. And this is the movie to please the Twitter audience. And it was fucking atrocious, boring, predictable. And you're just like, that's what we're going? Really? Really? That's the reason why the bad guy's doing it? Fucking hysterical. All right, and number 11 on this list. No one saw this one, but it's pretty bad. Jeepers Creepers Reborn. I could have put this one worse. I truly could have. But the more I thought about it, is I think the director actually tried with what he was given. I truly do. He was probably given an abysmal budget. He tried. Some of the makeup was good. Some of it was pretty atrocious. The writing, Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy was my penis. What was that? Green screen was horrific. Like I said, I could put this one lower. I really could, but I just feel sorry for the people involved. They were like, okay, here's a script. It's going to be somewhat ambitious, but here's like $20,000 during COVID in this random country. Good luck. And it's just like, he's probably thinking, fuck. And you know what? It's a bad film, but I wasn't like really mad with the film, if that really makes sense. All right, so that is 25 through 11 for the worst movies of 2022. I wanted to go a little bit calm with this one because when I go with these bottoms 10, expect me to go fucking ham. Chase out with the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think is Blue Futonopia, you Blue Futonians, and thank you for watching. Have a fantastic day, and let's get with those bottom 10.